Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Let's get y'all in it. Let's get to it. Money Monday. New week, new money. Let's get to it. New week, new money. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's make some money. Let's get into it, y'all. All right, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long. I want to get to the gym, get some stuff done before the games start. We got a heavy bet, guys, today in the NBA. Play of the day just dropped. Heavy bet out of the NBA. We went 5-1 over the weekend. Let's make some money, guys. 5-1 over the weekend. Only play we got wrong out of the NBA as far as money line goes was the Pistons against the Cavs the other day on Saturday. But look, 2-0 yesterday, 2-0 on Friday, 1-1 on Saturday, 5-1 on NBA. Been rolling pretty well on MLB. NHL still been untouchable. We've only lost 2 bets the whole playoffs, man. We've been rolling on NHL. So let's get into it. Without further ado, man, let's go. Let's make some money. Let's start with NBA. Then we'll go over MLB a little bit. I'm gonna try and give you guys a couple player props. So please make sure to listen up. Listen up. My favorite props out of NBA. A couple home runs out of MLB. I don't think it's a big, heavy home run day with only 6 games on the slate, but there's a couple opportunities. Let's get into it. Detroit and Cavaliers. I'll keep it simple, man. I think the Cavs got the better offense. They've struggled on the road. They struggled in Toronto. They struggled in Detroit, but they looked good last game. Obviously, Harden hit a couple clutch buckets late. I don't think he is a big piece in this offense. They need Mitchell. They need Mobley. They need Allen, right? It's really going to be the Jared Allen and Evan Mobley deciding factor. I don't really think that Jalen Duran has done much. I don't think he comes in tonight and does more. Tobias Harris is set for regression. He may continue to score 20 a game, but I like the Cavs here in this spot at home, -3.5, having to force a game 5, even 2-2. I don't see them coming out and laying down and making this easy on the Pistons tonight. Pistons continue to struggle on offense, but I will say the Pistons defense creates a lot of turnovers. In this spot here, give me the Cavs -3.5 for the full game. If you want to take the alt line at 2.5 to keep it within a possession, I don't hate that either. But give me the Cavs. A couple player props out of this game I like. I think that, like I said, I like Jared Allen to have 10 points. He's got to score down low. They need a guy like Allen to score well. But how can you fade Harris, man? I mean, he is set for regression. I did just say that, but I'm having a hard time fading Harris in this spot. For 25 points and rebounds, him at -180. That's pretty good value to throw into a parlay. Donovan Mitchell, in order for these guys to win, it can't be the James Harden show because James Harden hasn't really played well. So I'm going to lean on Donovan Mitchell for 25 points, Tobias Harris for 25 points and rebounds. Those will probably be my 2 favorite props out of the Cavs Pistons games, guys. All right, and I'll give Tobias Harris a look for first basket to keep up his momentum. I just have a hard time believing he's going to come out and drop 20 again. I think he's good for 15 for sure. I'm not sure if he goes and drops another 20, but I do like him to have a good game. I think he does finish with somewhere between like 18 and 6 as far as rebounds go. He's definitely, there's value there on that 24.5 points and rebounds. So if you believe in Tobias Harris, it's a great look. Max Strus is another guy who's been playing really well. His over for points and rebounds is at 11.5. If you want to take that over, I don't hate that either because he's going to get you anywhere between 8 to 12 points. He could clear that straight off of points at 11.5 for points and rebounds. And he does pretty well rebounding the ball. With I want to say he averages around 4 to 5 rebounds a game just in his career against his team. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look at that. I do believe he averages some good rebounds. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, he's hit 5 rebounds in three games. In 3 out of the 4 games, he's hit it 5, 6, and 5. There's only 1 game he missed it with 3 rebounds. He averages 5.2 against them. I'd give Max Strus a look on his points and rebounds as well. All right, that's a look there for you guys. So Strus over 11.5 points and rebounds. Mitchell for 25 points, and then Tobias Harris. If you want to take him for 15, I don't hate it. Or you could take him for 25 points and rebounds. All right, Cavs -3.5. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's make some fucking money. Cavs -3.5. If you game line better, that's where I'm going to go. If you are a prop better, Mitchell for 25, Max Strus over 11.5 points and rebounds, Tobias Harris over 24.5 points and rebounds, or 25, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's get into Lakers Thunder, man. Lakers are cooked. Lakers are cooked. They've come out 3 games in a row. The Thunder have yet to cover a first half spread. I think today's a good look for that. Go and take a look at the -5.5 for the first half. The Thunder are going to come out with that intensity, belt to ass. They're going to come out to win. You could make the argument Lakers at home facing elimination, they're going to do the same. I just believe it's a little too late. I thought the last game was the one to win. You're up 6 at the half and you just get destroyed in the second half. It's been the scenario for the Lakers. The bench just outlasts them. The Thunder's bench is just too deep. And I said it last game. The Thunder have covered 3 straight games in a row for the full game, but they've missed the first half 3 games in a row. I think it's a different story today. I think that the Thunder come out, they cover the first half. It's wire to wire. They lead the whole game. I just don't think that the Lakers are going to be able to get it done. They need too much production from Austin Reeves and LeBron James, and they're not getting enough from all the other guys. Even though Hachimura shot the ball really fucking well. What makes you think the third quarter? I mean, quarter plays are great. I don't like playing mid-quarter plays. Like, I don't really love playing. Somebody said third quarter OKC. I think they're a wire-to-wire winner. I think they win every quarter by 4, so I don't hate it. I'm going to play them on the first quarter as well, -2.5 on the first quarter. Kind of lines up with what I like on the first half. And then I'll play them full. I'll be all over this. I think that they win wire-to-wire, so I don't hate the third quarter play. And the Lakers have not looked good. The Lakers have looked good in the first half, and they haven't looked good in the third quarter. So that's certain as well. I would just play, if I'm you guys, I'm playing the first half and the full game. Because if they win the first half, they're going to win the full game. They've covered 3 straight games in a row. Lakers are just going to need a lot of really good 3-point shooting. And the only reason they were in the last game, in game 3, was because they shot 11 for 16 from deep. That's just not the Lakers' MO. They're not a 3-point shooting team. They needed Hachimura to knock down 4 threes in the first half. Kennard for 2. I think Reeves had 1. Like, they just need too much production from deep, and that's just not their MO, guys. Lakers like to get into the paint, and they just can't do that against this team. They're too big, and when the Lakers go small, Chet eats them up. So that's my take, man, on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Give me every line you want. Take it. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I think the quarter lines are too low, -2.5. If it's under 4, they should win each quarter by 4 points, and they cover the full game, win by 16. So give me the Thunder on every edge today as far as points. This line moved in the opposite direction for the Thunder. It opened up at 10.5. It's now at 11.5. So some people are believing in the Lakers making one last push. I just don't see it. I really don't. Data doesn't say so either. And if you've watched the games, other than the first halves, the Lakers, that's the only time they've played well. So, guys, with that said, man, we're going to move on into MLB now and go from there. I just wanted to make sure I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming. All right. All right, MLB, get into it. Keep it moving. Just to wrap up NBA, I'm going to give you a couple player props before I move off of it. I think there's a lot of value in LeBron James for 25 points tonight. It's plus money. He's been right around it with 23, 22. He's been all over the 25-point line. So I don't think LeBron James lays down. An all-time great's going to come out. He's going to compete. If they have a blowout, there's a chance that he won't hit it. But if they keep it competitive, LeBron James could have 25, and there's a ton of value there. But spots that I love, I think Chet Holmgren for 2 blocks. I love him for 2 blocks tonight. Roy Hachimura has been scoring the ball really well. I like him for his over on 13.5 points. He's going to have to shoot the ball well. If not, we're just going to blow him out. So Hachimura over 13.5 points. LeBron James for 25. Or you could take him for 20 to be safe. That's where I stand there. Austin Reeves, we saw it last game. We saw it the game before. He's getting downhill, and he's getting assists because he's kicking it out. I like Austin Reeves for 6 assists as well on the Lakers side of things. The best value, in my opinion, the best value period is Cason Wallace for over 7.5 points. Cason Wallace is shooting the lights out. He's shooting the piss out of the ball. So give me Cason Wallace over 7.5 points, and then Chet Holmgren for over 24.5 points and rebounds. Those are probably my 2 favorite Thunder props, and just in general favorite props of the day. Cason Wallace over 7.5 points. Chet Holmgren over 24.5 points and rebounds. When they go small, Chet eats them up, and the Lakers will play small ball at some point this game, whether it's by necessity, game plan, whatever. But they've just been eating the Lakers up. We've been seeing the Lakers use Hero, a rookie out of Arkansas, and he's good, he's physical, but he's just not to the caliber of the bigs and the forwards for the Thunder. So give me Chet Holmgren over 24.5 points and rebounds. And then Case and Wallace 7.5. Let's move into MLB, guys. Move into MLB. Who y'all like, man? Y'all like the Pistons tonight? Y'all like the Cavs? That's probably the better game, honestly, to bet player props on. It'll be more competitive. You don't got to worry about the blowout. I think that game is within 6 points on both sides. If the Cavs lose, they lose by less than 6. And if the Pistons win, they lose by less than 6. I think that's a 2 to 3 possession game. Nobody gets blown out. So Lakers game does stand to be blown out, and it's obviously by the Thunder. If the Lakers do stay within it, they're only going to stay within it by the spread, that plus 11.5. So yeah, I don't think you need to take the Pistons plus 10. I think you could take like plus 5.5, plus 6.5. I wouldn't give up too many dollars, because like I said, I believe it'll be a competitive game. We haven't seen really a blowout. We have seen it stretch out to double digits. At the end of the games where some guys hit some big shots, but for the most part in that series, it's been competitive all the way up to the very end until they get to the point where they got to start fouling. So I don't really see it turning into a blowout. I think it stays fairly competitive unless the Pistons shooting just goes cold. That's the only variable you get with the Pistons is sometimes they can't shoot the ball. And if the turnovers aren't coming, then the Pistons don't create points. And I just believe tonight Cavs aren't going to turn the ball over. They're going to protect the ball at home. They're going to score it because they're the better scoring team. And that puts pressure on the Pistons to make shots. So if they take Cade away, who's going to step up and make the shots? Is it going to consistently be Tobias Harris? I can't buy into Tobias Harris that much to where he's going to be the savior for the Pistons offense. All right, guys, MLB, Angels, Guardians. I like the Guardians on the first 5 innings. Cantillo is the better pitcher starting. They've got a rookie on the mound for the Angels. I like the Guardians for the first 5. That's my free play of the day for you guys for Money Monday in the chats. Make sure to like the content, man. I wanted to drop my play of the day out of NBA, but I just didn't get enough likes on what I posted today, man. And, obviously, everything has a price. Everything has a price. You either buy the packages or you're going to show love. One or the other. You buy in with love or you buy the damn pass. So you got to check out what you want, man. Today I posted in the group chat. Hit me with some likes on the content, and y'all get the play of the day for free. That just didn't happen. So I think I got like 10 likes. Come on, 13,000 followers, 10 likes. We're better than that, ballers. Better than that. But like I said, Cleveland Guardians, give me Jose Ramirez for a home run out of that game. I don't know if we see a lot of home runs out of that game, but he would be my pick to go yard. He's due to hit a home run. He hasn't had one the last couple games. So give me Jose Ramirez for a home run. He hasn't had one in quite some time, actually. He's definitely due. So Jose Ramirez, probably one of my favorite selections today for a home run. And I like the Guardians as well through the first 5 innings at minus 114. So that's that. Let's go into the Yankees-Orioles. They got Brandon Young on the mound. Brandon Young has been okay. He hasn't been the same pitcher we saw last season, but he's got a 4.35 ERA up against Weathers, who's actually been really good. He's 2-2 in the starts. I like the Yankees here, man. Forced to play this game, forced to take a side. I don't have money on it. I would go Yankees on the money line, full game. The bats probably are just a little bit too much for him. And then obviously you got to go with big hitter Judge for a home run. He's been really good, and he matches up well against this Brandon Young cat. So give me Aaron Judge for a home run. Give me Jose Ramirez for a home run. And we'll keep it on moving into the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, which I think is probably one of the better games of the day, in all honesty. I've seen a lot of guys kind of favor the Rangers here because Eovaldi's on the mound tonight. I don't know if I can get behind the Rangers here. I think Soroka's played really well. They're 4-2 with him on the mound. He's got some strikeouts, 42 of them on the season. He's just the same cut of pitcher as Eovaldi. I don't think there's a huge pitching advantage in this matchup. And I like the bats more for the Diamondbacks. So give me the Diamondbacks on the money line or the first 5 innings. The Rangers do have one of the best batting lineups in the MLB as far as late game hits, meaning after the 7th inning, the Rangers actually hit the ball better. So I would lean towards the first 5 on the Diamondbacks over the full game because the Rangers have shown they hit the ball well late once the bullpens come into play, and the Diamondbacks don't have a great bullpen. So give me the first 5 on the Diamondbacks, And then for a home run hitter out of this game, there's nobody that jumps off the page at me. I mean, you could say Martell. Give me Josh Jung. Josh Jung for the Rangers does match up well. He could hit Soroka. Soroka does have potential to not hit his spots as well. He's a righty. Josh Jung hits righties better than he hits lefties. Give me Josh Jung for a home run off of the Rangers. All right. And then we're going to wrap it up with the last two games. I'm going to fly through these guys. Fly through them. I kind of like, out of this, I mean, Rez is always good for a hit. You got to think so. But for value purposes, I kind of like Helios Ramos a little bit more tonight. Just thought for a hit off of that San Francisco game. Sasaki or Rokai Sasaki, however I say his fucking name. He gets wild. He puts a lot of guys on bases. I think there's a lot of value in that +1.5. Obviously, last time the Dodgers played the Giants, they got swept in San Francisco. I think the Dodgers come out and they want to play well. They don't have their best pitcher on the mound tonight in the Giants, but the +1.5 is at -128 is almost too good to pass up for the money line on that one. And my lean towards a hit on that one is Ramos. Ramos for a hit tonight matches up well against Rasaki. He's had some success in the past. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Obviously, you can always go Jung-Hoo Lee, or you could go, or who's the other big hitter? Arez. Arez always gets a lot of hits. But that's some leans I would go. I don't really love any home runs out of this game. Obviously, you got to favor the Dodgers players. You could go Ohtani, but I don't think they're going to pitch to Ohtani. They didn't pitch to him a lot the last series. So in that case, I would probably lean Freeman out of this game or Adames. Willie Adames is due. He hasn't hit any home runs here recently. So I kind of like Adames a lot in this spot to get a home run. It's been a little while since he's had one. It's been over 20 games. So when you're looking for spot plays on home runs, if a guy hasn't hit one within 20 games, they're typically due if they're a decent hitter. So I like Adames here tonight for the Giants, and I like Freeman for the Dodgers. He did have one a couple games ago, but Freeman, he's a 30 home run hitter, and he's only got 2 on the season. So give me Freddie Freeman, or he might have 3 on the season, but give me Freddie Freeman for a home run as well. All right. Now, I would take the Giants run line +1.5. I think they keep it close. Blue Jays and Rays, that's like my least favorite one to call today, because the Rays have been so fucking hot. They've got such a good bullpen, in my opinion. Look, I think that Gossman's the better pitcher, and the better bats are on the Rays. It's like, what wins the battle today in that matchup? Is it going to be the Tampa Bay Rays bat stepping up, or is Gausman going to throw a better game? Like, that's my hardest outlook for the whole slate. That's probably the hardest one to handicap, because you got Gausman with the 3.9 ERA, and you got Ramusin, who's not a great pitcher, but he's found a way to have a sub-3 ERA, and he's done well. So if I had to lean aside and bet it, I would probably go Rays for the fact that Rasmussen has a sub-3 ERA. They're 2-1 with him on the mound, and the Rays just have the better bats and the value on the money line at +108. And that's where you make your money in the MLB, right? Like, you make your money because you take the plus money plays. Like, you could go ahead and take the plus money on the Lakers tonight, but the Lakers truly don't really stand a chance. They just don't. They may surprise all of us, and that's where you get lucky, and it makes sense. But the plus money on a play like the Rays, it's a true 50-50 game. So you're going to get value there versus paying the price of -140 for the Blue Jays, or -138, whatever it is. I would lean towards the Rays in this one, just for the simple fact the pitching matchup's fairly even. Gossman's a little bit better pitcher, but the bats are just better with the Rays. They're just better. But I would take the run line +1.5 with the Giants against the Dodgers. And then the Mariners on the money line, guys. Astros haven't shown me enough this year. They got Lambert on the mound. Lambert's a decent pitcher. Unless they changed him out. It looks like they might have. I'm looking at Blowout Alert right now. If you haven't downloaded Blowout Alert, go to my links in my bio, grab Blowout Alert completely free. You get the best data and analytics in the business. Looks like they got Ryan Weiss on the mound versus George Kirby. That's a gimme, guys. Lock it up. Mariners win on the money line. This Astro bats, they hit the ball well, but they don't score runs. They don't drive in runs. They rely too heavily on Yordan Alvarez and Christian Walker to put the ball out of the park. And if they're not doing that, they're not getting a win. And George Kirby's not the type of pitcher at 4-2 with a sub-3 ERA to give up a lot of home runs. So give me Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh out of this game to go yard. You pick your poison. I think I prefer Julio Rodriguez in this spot to go yard tonight. And then out of that game we were talking about with the Blue Jays, you could give Caminero and George Springer both a look. I like Caminero off the Rays for a home run, and I like George Springer off the Blue Jays for a home run. Springer's due. His bat's starting to heat up. He's getting more hits each game. The safe play for Springer tonight's 2 total bases, but if you wanted to take him for a home run, I like Springer for a home run as well. And then I said for the San Francisco game, I like Adames off of the Giants, and I like Freeman off of the Dodgers. And I like the run line plus 1.5 for the Giants to keep this thing close. Period. All right. That's where I'm at, guys. I really don't have any more data for you guys. NHL tonight, I think that it's a little bit more grittier of a game. Minnesota Wild, they're playing from behind. I think it's a lower scoring game. I don't think we see one of these 7-8 goal games like we've seen. I think it stays under the 6.5. So if you wanted to play something off of my NHL card, maybe you look at the 6.5, or you could take the Wild plus 1.5. But it feels like if they were down late in the game, they could pull the goalie and end up losing by 2. So I'm not sure I love the plus 1.5 as much as I like the under on the NHL play. It's tough because those Ray bats, man, the Rays bats are just so fucking tough. They have potential to put up 5 runs in an inning. But I would say, yeah, I think that the Rays bullpen is solid. And I think that the starting pitcher for Engolsman is good enough that it does go under. I would lean the under on the Blue Jays and the Rays more than the over today, especially being in Toronto, where it's a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Yeah, 6.5 under plus 1.5 Wild. I kind of go, that's my lean on that for the day. If you wanted to alt line those to 7.5 and plus 2.5, I think it's a nice value play there. That feels almost like a lock, like you can't miss it. First MLB games, we had, who did we have? We had the Yankees on the money line, and we had the Guardians on the first 5 innings. Yankees on the money line, Guardians on the first 5 innings. Give me Jose Ramirez for a home run and Aaron Judge for a home run. Yeah, I'd go under on the Blue Jays and the Rays. I can't see it turning into a shootout. The Blue Jays bats just haven't really been there. They've been inconsistent. So it's like one game they score 9 runs and the next game they score 0 or they score 1. And the Rays, though, on the other hand, the Rays bats have been there. But I would say that Gausman's going to be able to keep them at bay a little bit. Gausman being a decent pitcher, he does have strikeout stuff. Even though the Rays are one of the, they don't strike out a lot. But Gausman's got 43 strikeouts on the season. I think that he can keep that team under 3 runs through the first 5. It's just a matter of what do the Blue Jays do. So, but I would lean towards the 8 on the under. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Just to wrap it up, final thoughts. I think the Thunder roll tonight. Minus 2.5 on the first quarter. They get out to a hot start. Minus 5.5 on the first half. They keep it rolling. And then minus 11.5 for the full game. Give me the Thunder across the board. I think that they just keep rolling the whole game. Close it out, get the sweep, get plenty of rest before they have to take on the Spurs or the Timberwolves. And then Cavs game. Look, this game's going to stay within 6 points. I don't see it turning into a blowout. It's going to be who creates turnovers late, who scores the ball and makes shots late. I believe the Cavs are going to even this thing up at home. We're going to see 2 wins by the Pistons in Detroit, 2 wins by the Cavs in Cleveland. Give me Cleveland minus 3.5 or take the alt line at minus 128 at 2.5. But give me the Cavs. I like that play the most out of, I wouldn't say the most, but out of that matchup, I would rather be on the Cavs side than the Pistons side tonight, as the Pistons rely heavy on turnovers. Oh, that's a good call. 100 in the first 3. They've been averaging around 30. They just need a little bit hotter shooting in one of the quarters. I don't know. I don't ever really love that bet, the plus 100. I know it pays well. I don't take it a lot. They just need a really good shooting quarter. And the way they've been blitzing SGA, I'd probably say no. They probably end up scoring like 89, 91 in the first 3 quarters. They'll get close. the blitzing of the SGA is kind of slowing the pace up that the Thunder play with. But then again, the Lakers, if they turn the ball over like they have been doing, then yeah, I mean, it brings it into play. What they had, 21 turnovers in game, what was it, 2 or game 3? I think it was game 2. They had 21 turnovers. I mean, if the Lakers are turning over the ball, that's the key. That's how they get there. I just don't know if the Lakers are going to turn the ball over like that tonight. I really don't. One team out of the full slate to get to 100, the Thunder. The Thunder. In the first 3 quarters, it'd be the Thunder. Just because of the variable of the turnovers. Like, the Lakers have been turning the ball over. So if there's any team that's going to turn the ball over the most, it's the Lakers, which would, end result would be the Thunder getting to 100. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, big dog. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Final thoughts. I'm going to run through the slate one last time. I will not give you guys player props on this one. But what I will do is I will tell you, fuck it, I'll give you I'm going to say Judge for a home run, Jose Ramirez for a home run, Junior Caminero for a home run, and Julio Rodriguez for a home run. There's 4 guys for you right there. Wrapping up MLB, give me the Guardians on the first 5 innings. Give me the Yankees on the money line. Give me the Mariners on the money line. And give me the Giants plus 1.5 on the run line. So that's where I'll go out of MLB today. Cavs minus 3.5. I just think they're the better offense, and they still really haven't even got going yet. I think this might be the game where we see the Cavs get going. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cavs win this thing by 6 or 7, especially if they get pulling away late, create some turnovers, and that Pistons offense goes stale. That's the key. Pistons struggle to shoot the ball sometimes. That's why that Magic series was the way it was. There was games where they would just go flat. If that happens at all against this Cavs team, they can get it. They could be in trouble. So that's my lean on that one. Cavs minus 3.5. Give me Max Struss over 11.5 points and rebounds for a player prop. Then Thunder. I've told you guys how big on the Thunder I am. I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm all over the Thunder tonight. Minus 2.5, minus 5.5, minus 11.5. Give it to me first quarter, first half, full game. They've covered the full game 3 games in a row. They've lost the first half 3 games in a row. I think that in this series, they're due for a win on the first half. So minus 5.5 feels really solid spot play to me for the Thunder. And then I like Chet Holmgren, man. When they play small ball, Chet eats them up. So I think his points and rebounds are very much alive. Over 24.5 on points and rebounds. Chet Holmgren, when they go small, he's a 7-footer who has mobility. So I think that Chet Holmgren could have a nice little game here in game 4. So give me Chet Holmgren over on points and rebounds. Nah, not over 11.5 rebounds. That'd be fucking crazy. That's probably like plus 10,000. Points and rebounds, both combined, for him to go over points and rebounds. Yep, I love that. So Flashy Lifestyle just said he's got that written down, guys. That's in the comment. I'm all over those plays right there. All over it. I do like the Cavs. I don't want the money line on the Cavs, minus 168. It's just really no value there unless you wanted to pair it up with a player prop or something. Points and rebounds over 11.5. Yeah, for Max Struss. He's been rebounding the ball really well. He's hit 5 rebounds in every game this series. He missed 1 with 3, but he's a good enough scorer of the basketball. He can knock down 2 threes, 3 threes. He gets to the rim. He's a bigger guard or a bigger forward. You know, I want to say Max Struss about 6'7". So he's a big boy. So I like him for his points and rebounds. They're going to need him tonight. They're going to need Sam Merrill tonight as well. You know, you can give Sam Merrill a look for 2 threes. I think that's plus money. Yeah, Harden going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I've not been a believer in this Pistons team all year. They burned me a couple times in that Magic series. You know, I didn't really believe in either of those teams. I'm not a big Magic believer, and I'm not a big Pistons believer. I just don't like teams that struggle to score the ball. You know, I love defense. I really do, but their whole game is built on defense and creating turnovers. And my thing is, what do you do with it when you create the turnover? If you can't get out into transition and they stop ball, what happens then? You're forcing Cade Cunningham to make you a jump shot because the rest of your team really hasn't been scoring the ball that well. I'm curious to see what would happen in this game tonight if Tobias Harris doesn't play well. Like if Tobias Harris has a bad game, what happens? Does it turn into a blowout? Is that what's going to happen? And that's my lean a little bit. Is I like Tobias Harris. I got money on some of his player props, but I do think he's due for regression. He can't keep scoring 20, 25 a game like he has been. So somebody's got to step up, whether it be Jalen Duran, All-Star Thompson, Duncan Robinson. Somebody's going to have to find a way to get more than 9, 10, 11 points. They're going to have to get up there to 15, 17, 18. Somebody's going to have to step up tonight on that next set of players for the Pistons, in my opinion, for them to win this thing. Nah, Duran has been awful, guys. Duran has been the worst, in my opinion, the most disappointing and worst player, not only to bet on, but just to watch from a talent perspective. The dude scored, this is his playoff stats, man. Since game 1 with Orlando, 8, 11, 8, 12, 12, 8, 15, 11, 8, and 11. He's hit 15 points one time the whole playoffs. He does average 14 points against this Cleveland team. He did fairly well against them in the regular season, having a 33-point game and a 24-point game. But I just don't see him having a big game tonight. If you wanted to take Duran, there's a ton of value for him at 20+. I just don't believe in him at this point. I've taken it too many times, and he's lost my parlays too many times. Yeah. If you wanted to take Duran, I mean, I'm not on him. I'm not on him at all. I just can't believe in him. I just ripped off the stats for you guys. But, if you're a spot play, it would be a good spot play. It's a good spot play. 20 points. He's due for it. I mean, he hasn't exceeded 15 points one time in the playoffs. He's hit 11 points more than he's even come close to making 15. So I can't get behind Jalen Duran until he shows me that he's going to be more involved in this offense. And he's even missing point-blank layups. He had a drop step last game and missed it point-blank. So he just hasn't had the touch around the rim. And I can't get behind Jalen Duran. I just can't. So with that said, if I'm going to bet any players off of the Pistons, it'd be Cade Cunningham, Harris, and Robinson tonight. Those are probably the top 3 guys I would look at. You would think so. I mean, Reeves didn't play very well. It looks like he might be a little banged up. I mean, he was kind of limping around last game, like that calf and knee and ankles kind of been bothering him. I'm limiting my plays on Lakers props. I will say that. Hachimura, he's been probably the best scorer of the ball consistently outside of LeBron James. And LeBron James, it looks like he's relying on free throws a lot. He's not finishing at the rim like the LeBron we know. He's missed a couple breakaway layups with some contact, and then he looks for the foul, and he hasn't been getting the calls. So I'm still going to lean Hachimura for points over 13.5. And then I like LeBron, too much value. If you're giving me plus 180, plus 200 for LeBron to get 25 points, like I'll take that all day. And there's the argument. Somebody's talking about taking Jalen Duran in the chat off over there. There you go. Don't take Jalen Duran for 20. Take LeBron James for 25. Like that's the safer bet. That's more likely to hit. That's a longer shot. Like to me, I'm not getting behind Jalen Duran. Yeah, I like Cade Cunningham for 25. I mean, look, the dude's automatic from the free throw line and in. You give him the free throw line, he's knocking down that turnaround, or he's hitting you with a floater, or he's giving you hesitation to get into the cup. So like Cade to me is almost automatic for 25 at this point. Cade right now feels like 25 is SGA's 30, and I know SGA hasn't scored 30 in this series with the Lakers, but look, this is Cade's stat line the last 10 games. 27, 27, 25, 45, 32, 32, 23, 25, 27. He's missed it one time in 9 games. So, yeah, give me Cade Cunningham for 25 points. They need him if they're even going to be relevant. And you could take Duncan Robinson for 2 threes. I believe he's been knocking down 3 to 4 a game. Yeah, he hasn't shot under 3 threes, but twice over the last 11 games. So Duncan Robinson for 2 threes, Cade Cunningham for 25 points. Shit, I might sprinkle a little bit of that just to try and grab a little bit of cash. So good call out there, man. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at, guys. Last time reviewing MLB, give me the Guardians on the first half. Give me the Giants on the run line plus 1.5 against the Dodgers. Give me the Yankees on the money line. Give me the Mariners on the money line. 4 home runs. Aaron Judge, George Springer, Jose Ramirez. That's 5. I don't think I gave you guys Springer. I think I said Judge, Jose Ramirez, Caminero, Julio Rodriguez. That's 4 guys right there for you for home runs. And then yeah, that's it, guys. Wrapping it up. I'll see y'all next time. Let's go cash some bets. Book the one way.